Hi, this is Phil, and I'm here to tell you all about the Capes and Lunatics Patreon. Get early access to all of our interviews, including the monthly Chichester chats with writer and comic book legend DG Chichester, new episodes of classic Capes and Lunatics shows, including The Quantum Zone, This, That, or the Third, and many, many more specials, all completely uncensored. Access starts for $3 a month, full video when you pledge $5 a month. Check out the link in our show notes or go to patreon.com/capesandlunatics. Hope to see you there. And so Meow May begins. Welcome back to another episode of Marvel Tales. I am Phil. Joining me, as always, the owl and the cat. Somehow it is.
Justin the Owl swooping back in to talk about some cat.
Yes, that's right. This time we're talking about the cat. The 4-issue series from 1972, featuring the first appearance of a non-Tigra Greer Nelson.
Yeah. Her earliest adventures. I always think it's important to learn where a character begins.
Oh yeah. I wanted to read these, and this was my first time reading these. So.
Nice. Oh, cool. Yeah. This is only my second time reading these, because the first time I bought this wonderful little Tigra, the complete collection, trade paperback that came out a few years ago, which has all of those issues collected in it.
Oh, nice.
As well as the two that we'll be talking about in the next episode. And it's a great little collection. If anybody is even a casual Tigra fan, I would definitely recommend that. It has some more recent stuff in it too, but it's a wonderful little collection.
Yeah, I wasn't as familiar. I didn't know about that collection until I was searching Google for images for our background here.
Oh,
and
yeah.
All that. Yeah. I was like, oh, there's a collection. Oh, nice.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's out of print now, but hopefully they'll reprint it because it's a really good one. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm sure, and one day maybe Tiger will join the MCU.
Yeah, I'm kind of confident that eventually we'll see her. I'm reasonably confident that we'll see her at some point. Yeah.
And fans would be down for it.
Sounds absolutely. Yeah.
Her fan
Definitely.
base is down for it.
Rumpy Pumpy.
All right, so should we jump into these?
Yes, we've got 4 issues.
And we'll get a little bit into the writer too, because I was doing my homework here. But yeah, I mean, the Cat in 1972, they were kind of going for a feminism thing with this, and a few other books, and at least 2 or 3 women on the creative team on this book.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the writer and the artist were both female, which I thought was kind of remarkable, really, for 1971.
Yeah.
In a very male-dominated industry, which is the truth. It's really, if you look at it. Yeah, at that time, it was kind of remarkable. I thought that was unique. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And also to have a lead female superhero. I couldn't think of any other besides in 1971 in Marvel. The only other major superhero that I could think of that even might be would be Spider-Woman. But I think she was even later, wasn't she?
I don't think so, yeah.
Yeah, so in 71, I was racking my brains. I was trying to think of a lead superhero that had her own title.
Because I was doing my homework, I think they said this might have been Marvel's first solo female book.
Was it really? Was it the first one? They didn't do any Black Widow little mini series thing, or
I don't think. Oh, here we go. Yeah, the Cat, sometimes listed as The Claws of the Cat, was a comic book series from Marvel Comics, one of several series that resulted from Marvel's brief flirtation with women's liberation, including Night Nurse And a month later, Shauna the She-Devil.
Shauna, yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
So yeah, Stan and Roy sat down and talked about this. I swear I saw somewhere it said this might have been their first or I'm trying to remember where I saw this.
It does make sense though, given the time period, 1971, because I couldn't think of another in Marvel. I mean, DC obviously had Wonder Woman, and they had for decades, but for Marvel, I couldn't think of any lead superhero that was female. Yeah.
And I saw people saying, if there was some inspiration, but with this original cat costume, because does she look a little like Wolverine when he first appeared?
Maybe. Well, the color scheme definitely with the blue and the yellow. Yeah.
Because the writer for this, Linda Fight, was Herb Trimpe's ex-wife.
Oh, no kidding. Okay.
So that's what people. And maybe there was ideas on it because
I was curious about that. Yeah.
Yes, because this is like 2-3 years before Wolverine appears in the Hulk book. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I was wondered about that. The blue and the yellow color scheme is very, very similar, but they're a few years apart. Yeah, that's interesting. I didn't know that.
All right. So yes, we got the cat number 1, cover date November 1972. Beware the Claws of the Cat. Writer Linda Fight, like I said, penciler Marie Severin, inker Wally Wood, colorist Marie Severin, letterer John Costanza. He's everywhere.
Costanza, there he is.
I swear, he is eternal. He's always been an inker. He will always be an inker.
Until the end of time.
Yes, exactly. And editor Roy Thomas.
Yeah.
So Linda Fight wrote, and then at least on this first one, Marie Severin penciled and colored this one.
Colored, yeah, very nice. Yeah.
All right, strap yourselves in, kids. Greer Grant was a sophomore at the University of Chicago when she met and fell in love with rookie policeman Bill Nelson. She dropped out of college to marry him, but a year later, he was killed when they interrupted a robbery. The policeman's widow sold their house, moved to an apartment, and tried to find a job. The only opportunities open to her were secretarial. As she was about to lose hope, she ran into her old physics professor, Dr. Joanne Tamolo. The doctor offered her a job as her lab assistant. Greer went back to school as well. After several months, Dr. Tamolo told her the goal of her private experiment. She hoped to allow women to totally fulfill their physical and mental potential, despite the handicap society placed on them. The doctor had run out of funds and been forced to accept the sponsorship of a world-famous eccentric, sportsman, and entrepreneur, Malcolm Donalbain. Dr. Tamolo wanted Greer to be the first subject, but Donalbain overrode her. Instead, their first lovely guinea pig would be his choice, Shirley Bryant. Dr. Tamolo was prepared to abandon the experiment, but Greer convinced her to clandestinely test Greer as well. Unbeknownst to the doctor and her protege, Donalbain told Shirley he would open a nationwide chain of health clubs that would incorporate Dr. Tamolo's treatments. He had Shirley use her enhanced senses and memory to copy the doctor's process and used her specifications to create a duplicate at his headquarters. He also had dozens of cat-like uniforms created, which Shirley and other trainees would wear as members of a secret army. Using the health clubs as a front, Donalbain's force would slowly subjugate the entire country. Shirley fell in with this plan. Donning one of the cat costumes, Shirley grudgingly found her ability to receive the maximum amount of stimuli allowed her to exploit the mechanically amplified hearing and optically enhanced vision offered by the uniform's mask. Furthermore, her augmented strength meant she could use the steel claws built into the gloves and boots to dig in and climb walls like her namesake. Donalbain supplied Shirley with one more accessory to the uniform, a collar with metal studs. Oh, kinky.
Ooh, wow.
Having already acquiesced to wearing the rest of the outfit, she non-clandestinely secured the collar around her neck. The collar, which Donald Bain dubbed a will nullifier, rendered the wearer helpless to resist his commands. Without regard for her own safety, Shirley followed Donald Bain's orders to test her abilities by climbing a 6-story wall and swinging across the atrium to the other side. She died in a fall, although it was unclear if the equipment failed or she panicked. Donald Bain callously made plans to replace her with another prototype. Dr. Tomolo had determined that Shirley's test results were so inferior to Greer's that she should terminate the experiment. She had gone to Donald Bain's headquarters to call an end to his involvement and had accidentally witnessed Shirley's demise. She tried to slip out unnoticed. Stumbling across the closet containing the cat uniforms, the doctor took one as evidence of his scheme. She found Greer still at the lab and told her what she had discovered. Promising to stay with the distraught scientist, Greer made a short trip to her apartment to pack an overnight bag. While she was gone, Donald Bain's henchmen set off an explosion to destroy the evidence of the experiment at Dr. Tomolo's lab. Swearing to avenge her mentor and Shirley, Greer put on the cat uniform Dr. Tomolo had obtained and used it to invade Donald Bain's headquarters and overwhelm his henchmen. They recognized the uniform, and Donald Bain, putting 2 and 2 together, realized it was Greer Nelson wearing it. He attempted to take advantage of this windfall by equipping her with a will nullifier and making her his next prototype, but she escaped. She sabotaged the experimental equipment and, as a result, set the building on fire. Rather than let the cat capture him, Donald Bain shot himself with his own pistol when it proved ineffective against her superhuman agility. Greer was left to ponder, have I become a stronger woman, only to become a poorer human being?
Mm.
All right, so thoughts.
What were your thoughts on this one, Phil, where this was your first time reading this one?
I liked it. Oh my god, but that whole her whole marriage in the beginning, it's like, no, you're a girl, I'll do it. No, the husband, you're a girl, I'll do it.
And that whole sequence, it was very kind of like Archie comics, wasn't it? Like
Oh yeah.
even the art, and the way that the panels were set up, it was very like Silver Age Archie comic stuff. Yeah,
Oh yeah, yeah.
yeah. It was
But
so funny.
yeah, I like the cat stuff. I mean, it was good.
Yeah, it's very good. I liked it too. The the stuff with Dr. Tomolo is kind of weird reading it now
Because
after
we're gonna get next episode.
yeah, after what we get in the next episode, the revelation. It's kind of like a retcon almost.
Oh,
So
it definitely is because I mean the stuff that's coming next episodes written by different writers, so of course they're just
yeah.
like,
Like, we'll do something different with her, right? But reading it, going back and reading these issues of the cat now with what we know about Dr. Tomolo now, it's it's kind of strange, but yeah, I love the design of the costume still. It's very simple, the yellow and the blue
yes,
with the cool mask. Like it's very kind of understated and simple, but it's so cool. And I love that it's still like over 50 years later, like it's still being used. Like it's undergone a few small minor changes here and there, but for the most part, that costume is still the same.
yeah, oh yeah. Again, I mean, yeah, from the 70s to now, I mean, it's
Yeah.
over a 50-year-old costume. I mean, look, Wolverine's costume, whatever, underwent the redesigns and everything.
Right. That's gone through a ton of changes. Even just color changes, yeah.
Mm-hmm. But yeah,
But
I mean,
some of the
yeah,
dialogue was funny too, like when Shirley's undergoing the test, she says, "This is really far out. I bet you're surprised I'm doing so well."
I know, but I like that because it seemed like they're trying to paint her as like an airhead and stuff. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. It's funny. Yeah.
yeah. Oh yeah, that husband kind of looked like Jimmy Olsen, didn't he?
Yeah, definitely. And he must have been I can't remember if it was revealed in the story that he was a germaphobe or something, because he had this thing about people touching him. He was like, "Never touch me! I've warned you 1,000 times. Never touch me!" Ah!
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and he didn't want at the end. He didn't want the cat to come near him. Like he would
Mhm.
have rather blown his own brains out than have the cat come close to him. So I always wondered if he was like a germaphobe or something. He couldn't stand to have people close to him or to touch him.
And then like that one big henchman he has,
Mm.
it's basically just there and like basically like trunks and like sandals. I'm like,
Yeah.
I was like, is this Lil's house or your house?
Well, I think that both of us would pick a more attractive one than that one.
That's true.
That one's more for utility. That one's more for just carrying the groceries. Yeah, but this was great, and I love the Marie Severin artwork so much.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, recently I've been reading some of her art, some of her stuff with Doctor Strange from the
Oh,
70s.
nice.
So good. Oh, it's breathtaking. So I love to see this side of her artwork. It's cool.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah. How do you feel about like the flashbacks? Because we kind of got like I don't know, the beginning. There's a lot of flashbacks,
There was, yeah.
which I get. I mean,
was-
yeah. I mean, I guess it's it's first issue. It's an origin. It's a brand new character.
Yeah. I like how they started it out though without the origin. Like they
Oh yeah.
started it out with her just kind of swinging through the city, and you don't know who she is. And then, a couple of other things happen. She's shaking down some people for information, and then you get the origin.
Yeah.
So I liked that we didn't get the origin first,
Mm-hmm.
and then it followed in a linear pattern. I like that it was kind of disjointed like this. It was cool. For 72, that was nice.
Oh yeah, I like the little editor's note on page 2. It's like, no, you haven't missed anything. We'll tell you what you need to know.
Yeah. There's old Roy. There's old Roy throwing those notes in there. Yeah.
Yeah, and I do like that this is like Chicago because it's like we were into Marvel. I mean, we really haven't done anything with like the Midwest that at this point.
Yes.
I don't know if we've even done a ton with the West Coast yet.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think
Maybe did we have Daredevil out there in San
well,
Francisco by that point? But I mean,
was Werewolf by Night on the West
oh,
Coast?
maybe yeah.
I feel like it was.
But yeah, there wasn't a
Yeah.
ton. Like there wasn't any West Coast Avengers at this point, or
Yeah, like the major superheroes.
yeah.
Yeah. I think that they just kind of visited there, but they weren't based there. Yeah.
I really don't think you had much going on like regularly in like the Midwest or anything.
Mm-hmm.
It was either one coast or the other.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, I feel like Werewolf by Night was like in California,
I think so. Yeah.
maybe, or further up. But yeah, everything else was definitely East Coast or in the South or whatever. Yeah.
Mm. Oh yeah, the big bruiser one I was talking about is. Oh yeah, Donald Bain calls him Zabo.
Zabo, yes.
It's like Hyde's cousin or something. I'm like,
Dr. Calvin Zabo.
his dumb cousin. This is cousin.
And I wonder what this dude thought that he was going to accomplish with this army of women under his control wearing these cat costumes. Like, what was his end game there?
Well, you figure. Oh well, one, it's like no one's gonna see in the era in history. We're not gonna see a female army coming. And two, I mean, again, they can seduce people, and then
Oh, okay.
they got the muscle to back themselves up. But
but I mean, was he gonna like try to take over like governments and things, or like
maybe I mean,
just like do an Elon Musk thing, get super rich and crazy? Yeah.
probably both, but yeah, I mean, these women can maybe seduce like politicians and stuff. Then if they don't go along, they can kill them.
Well, true. Yeah. Yeah.
No, but I do like the kind of the reflection of like the beginning of the issue. Yeah, when Shirley falls to her death, But meanwhile,
Oh, yes.
Greer makes the jump in the beginning, even with like
Yeah.
the lightning or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and it was a cool depiction of how callous a villain he was. That after Shirley fell to her demise, you just see her hand kind of laying there. He's like, get somebody else to wear the costume.
It's like, yeah, moving on.
Yeah, she was unworthy, he says.
Mm.
Yeah, yeah,
Uh, should we mourn?
How about no?
exactly.
He's like,
Yeah,
sure.
that's what he really wanted. $1 million.
That's right. Oh, that, yeah, 1972 money. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that whole thing was so weird when they, well, I guess they changed their minds, the writers, but it's like, Dr. Tomolo gets caught in that explosion at the house, but then by the next issue, oh, she's alive. I didn't know she
She's
was
still
alive.
alive. She was only grievously injured,
Explosion just put her soundly to sleep. I thought she was dead.
She was in a light coma for a few days. No
Mhm.
big deal.
But yeah, just Donald Bane, how petty he is.
Yeah.
I do like, before even Wolverine, she does the whole Wolverine claws thing. It's completely dark, and she just like pops the claws and stuff. And
Yes, and you can just see her green eyes in the darkness staring out. I love that. I think that's actually my favorite part of this first issue is that final confrontation there in the dark.
you see those
Where
cat eyes, yeah.
Yeah, you just see the cat eyes staring out. It's so good.
And then you see that gun go off, and then they reveal, oh yeah, he shot himself.
Yeah. But that wouldn't have really done anything to her anyway. I think that they said that the costume's bulletproof, isn't it?
Maybe, yeah.
Or maybe not, because
Well, she could have dodged it too, because she could see
Yeah.
in the dark, yeah.
Right. But even if he shot at her point blank, I think the costume would have saved her.
So yeah, so then she swings out, and then we see her on the roof.
It's so cool too, seeing because I'm so used to seeing Patsy Walker wearing this costume.
Yeah, with like the darker hair and stuff.
With the red hair.
Yeah.
And it's so cool seeing Greer with her black hair, just with this. Yeah, because it lasted so few issues. This look, it's so cool to see it while it did last.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I love it.
All right, should we move on to the next one?
Yes, featuring my namesake.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, because yes, the cat is going to start fighting other people's villains here. Yes.
Yes.
All right. All right. Just laughing at this title here. All right, the cat number 2 from January 1973. The Owl and the Pussycat.
Superior Puss.
Writer Linda Fye, penciler and colorist again Marie Severin, inker Jim Mooney, letterer Charlotte Jetter this time, and editor Roy Thomas. So, except for the inker and the editor, everyone else here is a woman this time. So,
very cool. I love that.
All right. All right. When last we saw the cat, she was fleeing Malcolm Donald Bain's burning building. Later that same night, so yeah, hardly any time has passed, we found her puzzling over some strange sensations that had led her to the roof of a hospital. She had been certain her mentor, Dr. Joanne Termolo, had died, but she seemed to hear the professor's voice in her head. Climbing down a wall, she clung outside the doctor's window and was relieved to overhear a doctor state that she would recover. The woman in the cat uniform, Greer Nelson, went home to rest until the next day. In an extended flashback, Greer recalled how she and Shirley Bryant had participated in an experimental conditioning program. But so we're basically, did that flashback seem to go on a little long? I know
it really did, yeah.
And I think this thing seems like it's coming out every other month, but I'm just like, man, do we really have to recap the whole entire episode? And it went on for a couple pages. I'm like, 1-2 pages max,
Yeah, they really did. They covered a lot here, yeah.
Exactly. They basically recapped the whole first issue, and then after that, and so yes, she's relieved to she was relieved that Dr. Tomolo needed her now, not the cat. The next morning, Greer drove to the hospital. There, she met Dr. Tomolo's attorney, Ben Richards, and Arthur Tomolo. While Tomolo excused himself, the attorney told Greer he had never heard the doctor mention a nephew. In fact, she had named Greer as her sole beneficiary in her will. While they were speaking, someone hijacked an ambulance and abducted Dr. Tomolo. Greer jumped in her convertible and followed them, but lost them in the warehouse district. Inside one of the buildings, one of the kidnappers asked the man who had posed as Arthur Tomolo, calling him Mr. Broussard, what they should do about their pursuer. He ordered them to bring Greer along. At gunpoint, they brought her into an elevator and took her and the doctor to the next floor. There they met one of Daredevil's rogues gallery, the Owl.
Yeah.
When the Owl berated Broussard, the henchman reminded him he had gotten the others for him, and Tomolo was ready for the transfer. Greer demanded to know what was going on. The Owl responded by explaining he was gathering the wisdom of businessmen, artists, and scientists on tape for his own use. Dr. Tomolo's mind was about to join the others. One of the Owl's henchmen escorted Greer out. He knocked her unconscious and locked her in a closet. When Greer woke, she put on the cat uniform, which she had luckily brought along in her purse. That must be a big ass purse.
Yeah.
She used her for the claw, those metal claws and
The
everything.
claws, yeah.
Used her-
Retractable, you know.
Yeah, the night vision, yeah, all that.
Yeah.
She used her super sensitivity to pick the lock and escape. She located the doctor being wheeled back onto the elevator, knocked out the goon with her, and took her back to the ambulance. As the cat attempted to drive away, the Owl and his henchmen emerged from the building to stop her. She pulled a fire alarm manual station to bring help, then battled the villains. When the fire engine arrived, with a police car in support, the Owl retreated to his building. He found Broussard attempting to feed the contents of the tapes into his own brain. The attempt to download all the information at once overloaded Broussard's mind, leaving him comatose. The Owl fled to his rooftop heliport, but with the cat was there waiting for him. He escaped by leaping over the edge. The cat was surprised to see him fly away, leaving her to deal with Dr. Tomolo and the police. All right, so what were the villains up to this time? I guess so they were trying to create an early version of the Matrix. Okay,
I guess, yeah. They're ahead of their time. They were, yeah. They're innovators. I thought that this issue would have been better because the ending to me seemed really abrupt. It's like we finally get like some fight between the Owl and the cat, and then he just dives off the roof, and then it's over. She's looking down, and she's like, "Oh, well, he's gone. Okay." And I felt like because as you said, we had a lengthy recap of the first issue. I feel like if that had been pared down to maybe just 2 pages at the most, instead of 4, 5, or 6 that we got here. What is it? 6 pages of recap, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, it's about 4 or 5 pages of recap total.
Yeah.
If that was pared down a little bit, and then at the end we had a little bit more of a fight, I thought that would have made this issue a classic, really.
Yeah. I guess they were just like, if someone didn't read the first issue, we got to get them on.
And I get it. I mean, 1972, like the odds of people missing the first issue were probably pretty high.
Yeah.
If they weren't, especially if it was one of those situations where, like you said, it is every other month. They might have completely missed the first issue and had no idea what was going on, who this character was. I did like how the events of this issue take place directly after the conclusion of the first one. There wasn't any gap in between. We just go right from one into the other. I liked that. That's good.
But that recap, they based on all they had to really say is she was a widow, This Dr. Tomolo gave her abilities, and
they could have done that in a page or 2 easily.
Yeah, and they thwarted Donald Bain's plan. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Instead of the 4 or 5 page recap that we got here, I felt like that kind of slowed the issue down and took some of the momentum away from the story that was happening with the Owl and his henchmen and all this other stuff. Yeah. But other than that, I really enjoyed it, and I love the artwork. I loved Marie Severin's depiction of the owl. I thought he looked great.
Yes.
And I love the fact that he actually had his own little pet owl on his shoulder.
That's what I was going to say. I think you need to start doing this with an owl on your shoulder.
Someday, maybe someday. Yeah, but I love that. I wanted to see more of him. That was my gripe about this issue. Is I wanted to see more of him and more of a little bit of more of a confrontation between him and the cat at the end. I felt like it was kind of anticlimactic. Yeah.
But that might be a future present. I might have to find you either a stuffed owl or like an owl puppet or something.
I've got some stuffed ones. I've got some stuffed owls. I just have to figure out a way to get them to perch. I'll figure it out.
So, yeah, just looking at this owl fight. I mean, yeah, the fight. Yeah, a couple moments of the fights here weren't bad, but yeah, like you said, then the owl just like kind of glides away and just
he just kind of takes off. Yeah, he just pieces out at the end, and then the cat's just looking over the side of the building from the rooftop, being like, "Oh, he's gone. Okay, well, that's it." Yeah, I just thought the ending was really weird. But we saw a lot of endings like this in the 70s.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you'd have, like, this lengthy recap in the beginning of the issue, what happened, a whole bunch of story, and a little bit of a fight, and then the last page of the issue, they're really rushing to, like, wrap everything up. And maybe the last 2 or 3 panels of the actual comic, everything is wrapped up in all of it.
I just wonder if Linda Flight was thinking, "Oh, I'll have plenty of time to tell more story," and then they canceled it after 4. I believe I saw it because of sales. So.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
yeah, that's unfortunate. I was hoping that this would have caught on back then.
Yeah, no, I like
72 and been popular, but I don't know. I guess people weren't ready for it.
Well, it didn't follow the tradition. I didn't see any Spider-Man guest appearance in any of these issues.
True. Although there is a Spider-Man appearance that we can mention after these.
Oh, yeah.
The Marvel team up, I think. Yeah.
Yes. I told you, we're trying to squeeze that in somewhere.
Hopefully she won't hate me for suggesting this.
No.
I think it's a fun little issue.
That is so weird. That is so funny though, because there's only 4 issues of the Cat series. Well, I guess that was their attempt to get it to catch on, but I was like, there's only 4 issues of the Cat, and then we get the transformation after this. Because I'm like, man, they really squeezed that Marvel team up in there.
Yeah, they did. Yep.
All right, so yeah, any other further thoughts on the number 2?
No, yeah, it was almost a classic. Yeah, it was pretty close to being a perfect one. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Again, a little too much recap.
Yeah.
All right, so the Cat number 3 from April 1973, From Far Beneath the Mirror of the Moon. Linda Fight Writer, penciler Patty Greer and Bill Everett also the inker. Color Stan Goldberg, letterer Gene Izzo, and editor Roy Thomas. So that probably didn't help it either. That our art team seems to be like jumping around here.
Yeah, there's not a lot of consistency with the artwork. Yeah, it's good art, but it's just not very consistent. Yeah.
Yes. Well, I just see some trivia. Hold on. Wait till we do this synopsis. Oh, you're gonna love this trivia, Justin.
Yeah.
All right. While exploring unusual sonic pulses under Lake Michigan, the Cat encounters mysterious aliens she mistakes as a naval cruise site in a submerged dome. Kraken tries to overtake the complex, but the Cat and the alien crew fight off the pirates. The alien commander, B-Log, ultimately decides to abandon Earth and blast his submerged craft back into outer space. A startled Greer is shocked at this turn of events. But yeah, I remember I was reading this. I was like, the Kraken. Why does he sound familiar? And then it was like, oh, last I battled the Submariner. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
My favorite biscuit. My favorite
Yes.
biscuit.
I'm well acquainted with Commander Kraken.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm sure you are. Oh yes, and Lake Michigan is incorrectly stated as being a saltwater lake when it is a freshwater lake.
Oh, saltwater lake.
But
Oops.
but no, the best trivia, because it's talking about the letters page. This issue has a letter on the letters page from a young future Marvel creator, a Mr. Frank Miller.
Oh, nice.
Uh,
So he was reading the cat?
I guess, yeah.
Oh, no kidding. I love it.
Mhm,
Wonder
mhm.
if that was an inspiration for Elektra later on.
Maybe. Oh yes, at the point he wrote the letter, Miller lived at his listed address in Montpelier, Vermont.
Wow, no kidding.
Mm-hmm. All right, so issue 3, Pirates arc.
It's not bad. I mean, like I said, the art it's good. It's just kind of inconsistent, especially from the first issue.
Oh yeah.
There's some panels where she just looks so different from the first couple of issues of this series.
Yeah, I like this art, but it is different because like I said, I wonder if that was hurting the series too, that the art just kept
Mhm.
shifting.
Yeah,
Again,
and
we're three
3
issues in, and
issues
I
in.
don't think we've had the whole creative team hasn't stayed from one issue to the next.
No, no. I mean, luckily we still have like more than one woman working on the book.
Yes.
We've got the letterer Gene Izzo and the artist Patty Greer, but yeah, the artwork it's just kind of inconsistent. Luckily, we don't have any long recaps in this issue, which is nice.
Yes. Yes.
Um, but yeah, I thought Commander Kraken was kind of a weird nemesis for her, like a weird choice of foe for this story. Having it be like an ocean story, I thought was kind of interesting, but I don't know. Yeah, and then having the alien dude twist at the end, I thought was kind of interesting too.
Yeah,
I
because
wasn't expecting that.
at first, like when he takes off that helmet and you see like those ears and like
The
the
ears,
birds,
yeah.
like the hair, I'm like, wait, is that a cat person? Are we doing this already?
Yeah.
I was like, yeah.
That was my first thought too. I was like, "Oh, wow, are we alluding to something this early?" But then the spaceship flies off and okay, that wasn't a cat person.
So yeah. So we're throwing everything at the kitchen sink, and at this in this issue, it's like aliens, pirates.
Yeah.
Pirates are.
Yeah, we're doing it all.
All kinds of stuff. Yeah.
And then she's kind of it seems like she's kind of flirting with Dr. Tomolo's lawyer, but I guess he's basically just a plot point so she can get a boat.
Yeah. Essentially, yeah, that's what happens.
Which again, we only have one more issue after this, but again, we don't see this lawyer guy again. It's like,
Yeah. And also there's a little blurb on the first page. It says, "Attention! The cat will be drawn by a surprise artist starting next ish. To help out in the interim, we asked Patty Greer to help ease the seams on Wild Bill Everett's splitting schedule. She said yes, and we say thanks." But apparently they had plans for surprise artists and things to happen in the future.
oh yeah, I was reading somewhere like they had started working on a 5th issue, but yeah, it just
They did, yeah.
never got printed. Yeah.
Yeah. I think
Okay.
they had plans for more too beyond that, but it just it didn't take.
That is a 70s outfit if I've ever seen one.
Totally. Yeah. I know, yeah. Especially the pants.
Oh,
I
the
mean,
bell
those
bottoms.
came
Yeah.
those bell-bottom pants.
Just the
1973
white
all the
pants with the
way.
matching jacket and then
Yeah, the
big
white pants too.
the big necklace around her neck. Yeah, that's just
Yeah.
so 70s.
Could you imagine anybody wearing that much white? Oh my god.
Not after Labor Day.
If I did that, it would be ruined. I would have food all over that. I would have stains. It would be completely disgusting by the end of the evening.
Oh yeah. But I guess I should have assumed, I should have figured out these were aliens because they do kind of unmask her and figure out who she is, and then she's like just telling them, "Oh yeah, my name's Greer Nelson." I'm like, wait a minute, why are you just giving them her name?
Yeah. You don't have to give up your identity if you don't want to.
But I guess don't worry, they left Earth, they're never coming back.
Yeah.
I love how funny is that? The aliens basically got one look at Commander Crack, and they're like, "Nah, we're good, we're bye."
Yeah. It's so funny, yeah. Yeah, there's some good action in this issue to kind of make up for the lack of it in the last one.
Although, what we haven't mentioned, it seems like she gets at least one good like quip in every issue. Like when this one,
Yes.
when she's punching Kraken's guy, she goes, "Sorry, there's no rum in this punch."
Yeah. And then when she uses her claws against one of the pirates, she goes, "I think I snagged a big one. Hey, a Nantucket sleigh ride," she says, as she whips him around. Yeah, I love it. And this would be like a hallmark of Greer Nelson for years to come. Like her wit is definitely part of her character, which I love.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
See, I'm always thinking stuff like this, but I'm just like, how great of a what if would this be if they're like, what if she had never been transformed? What if she just like
Yes.
joined the Avengers and the West Coast Avengers as the
As the
cat?
cat.
Yeah.
Yeah. That would have been cool. Yeah. Yep.
And then what if Patsy Walker had never gotten that costume?
And maybe she would have gotten a different costume, something else. Yeah.
And maybe didn't get into that marriage with a much older man.
A demonic man, no less, as we'll be talking about in a few episodes.
Could it be Satan? And again, I guess they must have changed plans on this because at the end of 3 here it says, "Next, the cat spawn of the devil, so cries the witch." And like,
yeah,
we see no witch in the issue 4.
yeah, quite a different character, actually.
Or unless they got negative feedback from the whole alien thing, and they're just like, "Nah, keep it super, just keep it straight up superhero, fight a villain."
Yeah. Or maybe that was the plan for issue number 5. Like maybe they switched that to issue number 5, the one that wasn't printed. Yeah.
See, that's the thing. They should they should put those in print for the first time. Those, if they had like an issue or 2 done after 4, put them out now.
Yeah, if they were complete, why not?
Yeah, because that's like
yeah.
That's like over on the Batman podcast. Yeah, me and Lilith are talking about that Joker series from 1975. They put out, it's 10 issues, but they never put out the 10th issue until 2019, and only in collections and digital. It was never like its own floppy. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So the one issue they never
the last
they
issue.
waited that long. Oh my word.
I don't know why.
Kind of like the last issue of Ghost Rider. Remember that? They waited about 15 or some odd years to put that one out.
Something.
It's so strange.
But yeah, put this out. I mean,
yeah.
Hell, again,
she has a fan base. She really does have a fan base.
I get with the theme, kids. You missed it, but Women's History Month, something,
Yeah, exactly. She has a huge fan base. I mean, we're obviously, as we mentioned, we're going to see her at some point in the MCU. I mean, I think it's a foregone conclusion at this point.
Oh, unless they do it next year. Or no, it's not 75, 72. Yeah, they missed the 50th anniversary. Damn.
Yeah, but next year they've got some other projects coming out that they could like at least allude to her being a presence.
Or hold on, let me see. What year did she become Tigra? Maybe do it for that. 70. Oh, cover date. She became Tigra in 74. So come on, this year. Come on.
Yeah, they could do it for the 50th anniversary of Tigra. Come on now.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's see her in the MCU, or at least have an announcement about some type of appearance. Yeah.
Exactly. Go all out. Yeah, come on, give me some foil covers.
That's right. Foil embossed covers all the way.
surprised. I'm surprised. I guess we kind of had Hellcat, but I don't think she was doing much in like the '90s, right? I'm surprised. It's like the female character with claws. I'm surprised they weren't pushing Patsy
know.
Walker harder in the '90s.
Yeah, there was only that 3-issue miniseries
Yeah,
that
that was like
was in
late
the.
'90s. Yeah.
It was like year 2000, actually. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
In the 90s, she barely appeared.
No, I know.
It was so weird. Yeah.
Come on. Now, what was more '90s than a female with claws and her name was Hellcat? Come on.
Yeah. And for a while, she was doing like paranormal investigations, kind of like the X-Files.
Yeah.
That would have been perfect. It would have been I know that would have been successful.
Well, maybe after the
It could have been like their own version of Vertigo, Marvel's own Vertigo thing with
Well,
Patsy.
maybe after the Hellstorm series, they're like, "Oh no, she's dead. She's gone." Because we all know that lasted.
Oh, yeah, that's true too. When that was
That,
early 90s, wasn't it?
yeah, was that '93 or '94? Maybe I don't know.
Okay, yeah, that's right. Yeah,
Yeah. And she never came back.
Yeah.
All right, we ready to do the last one?
Yes, the Stampede.
Oh yes, because again, kids, no witches. There's no witches in this issue, and that's no bull. All right. The Cat number 4, June 1973, Stampede. Writer Linda Fight again. Pencilers Jim Starlin and Alan Weiss. Inker Frank McLaughlin. Letterer Denise Vladimir. And editor Roy Thomas. So, yeah, the only original creator left is Linda Fight. That's
Linda, yeah.
Yep. Greer Grant encounters William Torresons in a Chicago bar. Torresons is a jerk, and Grant knocks him down and spills a drink on him. Torresons takes it personally and turns into the man bull. Grant puts on her cat costume and easily defeats him.
Nice.
And they didn't have it. They didn't have it on the digital copy and stuff, and it's probably not in your collection. But I guess like in the original issue, they reprinted a story from X-Men 57.
No kidding, really?
I guess it's a Marvel Girl story. So yeah.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Huh. Yeah, what did you think of this one, Phil? Some really early Jim Starlin artwork on this one.
I liked it. I liked the art on all these issues, but again, it's different than what we got in the beginning.
Very different from Marie Severin. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I'm definitely have to force Lil to do that Marvel team up because I guess it takes place after this last issue. So
yeah.
Yeah.
And with a villain like Mankiller, it's going to be entertaining.
Oh yeah.
Hopefully she won't despise me. Like, damn you, Justin, your B-side picks.
I just waiting for her to say that he has to be here. This one gets right to it pretty much because Greer and her friend are like go into this bar to get lunch or whatever, and then the friend's like, "Oh, can you fix me up with a man?" And Greer's like, "I can't even find myself a man." Right.
And I love that there's no recap in this one.
Yes.
There's no recap. That's nice. Yeah. I wonder, is this the first? No, this isn't the first appearance of Manbo because he fought Daredevil a couple of times.
Yeah.
But he just was kind of hanging around and had that serum on him just for fun.
Well, we did get that little flashback because it said, he fought Daredevil last time, and then like he stole all the serum, I guess, from the guy who created it, and then went from San Francisco to Chicago and just was hanging out until he hit on the wrong ladies.
Yeah. I love that he just had that serum in his back pocket, though, just in case. Just for the event of somebody messing with him.
Oh, he was just itching to get in a fight.
He was just itching. He was like, give me an excuse to get that serum out.
So here we go. His first appearance was Daredevil 78 in July 1971. So 71 was his first appearance, yeah.
Okay. So he'd been around for a couple of years. My introduction to Manbo was that Incredible Hulk story with Joe Fisher.
Oh, yeah.
Remember that one with Todd McFarlane?
Oh,
and that one was kind of a bummer. I felt really bad for the Man Bull in that one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because that one, it seemed like he couldn't transform back to human, right?
Yeah, he was stuck in this form and he hated it. Yeah, it was very sad. I remember feeling really bad for him. But in this one, he's just an ass. He's
Oh,
just a jerk hitting on girls and then basically popping some roids when they start to reject him and insult him. It's
All right.
essentially what happens.
All right, ready? Here we go. Look at that serum when he's popping the top off it. What color is it?
Oh, yeah.
It's blue, right?
Blue. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it made him horny. It's Viagra.
They patented it in 1973.
It's blue and it makes him horny. It is Viagra.
Yeah. That's true. It's blue. Yeah. Oh, I love it.
Oh my god! But that panel when he first comes through the wall, man, boys,
Yeah.
man, boy.
It's fantastic. Yeah. Yeah. And I love that first panel when Greer comes out in the costume on the next page.
Mhm.
That's also fantastic.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
I
I
love
love
this
I
early
love
Jim
yeah.
Starlin artwork. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I love it. Yeah, the other bar patrons come to their aid and like basically beat on him. Then he's like, "I got a splash of water on my face." Then I'll leave. But nope.
Yeah.
Boy, that's some strong serum. Because I swear, I think his pants change color too after he takes that serum.
Oh yeah, you're right.
From brown to green.
And she's got some more great one-liners in this one too. I didn't read Papa Hemingway for nothing, she says as she kicks him.
Dumb dames just get smashed like dumb guys. That's my definition of women's lib. Ha! But yeah, that suit does block some stuff because she takes a charge from him, but
Yeah. Yeah. And I love this at the end too. She essentially grabs a broken lead pipe out of a dumpster and just clocks him in the head with it off panel. It doesn't show it, but she says, "Hey, handsome, wait up. I've got something for you." And then she funk.
Yeah. Yeah, because in the midst of their fight, he somehow finds like basically just like a barn or something full of regular bulls,
Yeah.
lead them on a stampede and stuff. Yeah.
One of those horrific coincidences. Yeah.
And as she's like leaping down that fence, she's like, "If this weren't so dangerous, it'd be downright ludicrous." But yeah, she does clock him with that pipe, and then he changes back to normal, and then the bulls just stomp.
Yeah.
She's like, "Oh, he's hurt bad. Pulse is weak. He's hemorrhage, several broken ribs." And she's like, "The cops will take care of it." So I find it.
Yeah, go ahead.
I find it ironic those last two panels where the
I was just going to mention that with the cops. Yeah, what did you think of that? They're trying to set up some stuff for the next issue. Yeah.
The one cop's like, "Hey, Lieutenant, should we try to stop her?" And he's like, "No. Chicago needs her." And meanwhile, it's like, this is the last issue. Well, obviously not.
And it says the cat meets and then a question mark. Yeah,
that's doubly ironic.
Yeah. I wonder if it was going to be this man killer story that we see in Marvel Team Up number 8, Spider-Man, as like a Spider-Man guest appearance for the cat.
Either
but
that,
then
or
after they canceled it, they're like, let's put that in Marvel Team Up instead.
Either that, or they tweaked it where it was just going to be her and Man Killer, and then they're like, "Oh, we can do it in Marvel Team Up. We just got to add Spider-Man to the mix."
Yeah. Because that came so quickly after number 4 of the cat that it makes me think that might have been one of the stories they were working on.
So I wonder, since this was every other month, so did that Marvel Team Up take place that month between 4 and what would have been 5? So were they trying to boost sales and so?
Oh,
I don't know, but how would you get a reading off of Marvel Team Up though? Because Spider-Man's in there too. Unless they were just going by, let's see what kind of feedback we get from it.
Yeah, trying to
viewing it.
generate some more interest for this new
Yeah.
character. Yeah. Right.
But unfortunately, maybe there wasn't that much feedback for it. I don't know.
Maybe. I don't know. I mean, Frank Miller read this, so there were a lot of people reading The Cat. I guess just not as many as they were expecting.
Boy, for some reason, I'm thinking certain certain themes of this book must have flew over Frank Miller's head.
You think? Yeah.
I mean,
Women's lib, yeah.
yeah, women's lib stuff. So yeah, I just find that ironic that women's lib. So one of the most famous letter writers was Captain.
Yeah, right. Yeah. One of the early pseudo-feminist comics, and Frank Miller was an avid fan in his youth.
Yeah,
We've got the receipts.
claws, violence. Yeah.
Yeah. The claws of the cat.
Oh no, there's too much costume there. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, when he was reading this, he said, "Oh, this is great, except that we need to see more skin."
But that's weird because I think it said the cover for number 4 was June, but that Marvel team up saying April.
Oh,
For the
okay.
cover date.
April.
I'm pretty sure they could have come out before, but then they said, I don't know if that takes place after. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't.
Oh yeah, I definitely at least got to read it. That's a Jerry Conway.
Yeah, Jerry Conway, and yeah, Roy Thomas was the editor of that one too. So it's possible that he. I'm looking at it right now in the collection to see if there's any notes or anything about her series, but not really. No. That's strange. Yeah, but that's a good one. Yeah, if you and Lil cover that one, you guys will have a good time with that.
Oh, I'm sure.
Especially with Mankiller. I mean, that villain is hilarious.
Those eyes always roll when I mention Marvel team up. Because you would think Marvel team up would have given that character a boost because that thing must have been selling. It went 150.
Yeah, that one was popular. I mean, it was number 8, so it was early in the Marvel team up in the life of it, but still, I'm sure it was within the first year it was still popular.
Oh yeah. So yeah, that just seems so weird. 4 issues. I'm like, I know there's probably things that weren't selling as well that got more than 4 issues. Come on. I know we weren't pulling the plug that early back then.
Yeah. Yeah, in another time, I really believe that this would have done a lot better. Maybe even 10 years later, in 1981, maybe. Definitely 91. This would have done extremely well. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, maybe the audience wasn't quite ready for it in 1972 or 3. Yeah.
All right, I think I found a spot to put that Marvel team up issue. All right, kids. So
nice.
Yes.
I love it when a plan comes together.
I'm waiting for Luke to go. I thought you said you'd do the Lord's work. All right, kids. If you're listening to this on the podcast, I believe if I can make this work, it's gonna take that'll appear on the Ultimate Spider Cast, the episode between this one and the next Marvel Tales. So.
Oh, nice. Very cool.
Well, that would work too. That would work well too, because after we cover this series, that if Lilith and I cover that issue, yeah, that works.
Yeah. And that will fit with the theme of the month.
Exactly. All right. Anything else on?
No, yeah, I enjoyed reading these again.
Yeah, I like this.
Yeah, it was cool. These were fun, and now that we know kind of the possibility that this could be Marvel's first like solo superhero book that was female. Yeah, it's I feel like more people should know about this. Yeah.
I could tell I enjoyed these because I was like, I love Tigra, but I'm just like, I would
Mhm.
have loved to see more Greer Nelson as the cat.
Yeah, definitely. Maybe even if it just like it lasted a year, like 12 issues. I think they could
Yeah.
have done a lot with this. Definitely. Yep. And I mean, even they had even something like the Shogun Warriors about giant robots that lasted for like 20 some odd issues. And the cat couldn't even get 4. I don't think that that's justice.
I'm just like, no offense to you kaiju fans, but I'm like, didn't Godzilla run longer than that?
Yes, he did. That was 20 some odd issues too. Yeah. Yeah. I do think that this is an injustice that they pulled the plug on the cat too early. I do. Yeah.
Exactly.
But it is fun. It's a nice little time capsule, and I think it's aged well.
Oh yeah.
These 4 issues have aged pretty well. Yeah.
All right. Should we get out of here?
Yes, and we have more.
Yes. All
Greer
right.
Nelson next time.
That's right. Next issue, we're going to cover, yes, Greer Nelson takes on a new identity in a startling transformation from giant-sized creatures #1 and Monsters Unleashed #10. And then in 2 weeks, we'll get to some Patsy Walker and Avengers 144, 147, and 148. And then we'll kind of get to both of them in the week after that, and in West Coast Avengers 14 through 16. And then, good news, kids, since Marvel or X-Men Classics has gone monthly now, we're going to get a Marvel episode or X-Men episode there, but now you're going to get another Marvel Tales. And in a rare occasion, yes, we're going to cover something newer. We're going to cover
Something new on Marvel Tales.
yes,
Yeah.
the 5 something within the last year. Yes. So to wrap up the month, we're going to cover the 5-issue Hellcat series from last year. So
Yeah.
which we both enjoyed. I was reading that as it's coming out. Yeah.
Yeah.
All
Guest
right.
appearance from Sleepwalker in there. Love it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And again, X-Men Classics becomes its own monthly
Yes.
thing. So again, kids, you're going to get more Marvel Tales for the year. So
That's right.
you're welcome,
Even
including
more.
including our big 100th episode is going to take place during Doomsumber.
Yes. Oh, I can't wait for that one.
Oh yeah, we got Atlantis attacks coming this year. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so yes, kids, we'll finally get to some Silver Surfer.
That's true. We managed to fit it in now.
All right, so yes, so send us all your thoughts. Email us CapesandLunatics@gmail.com or call the voicemail 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-Capes. And remember, you can find all things Capes Lunatics episodes, social media, merchandise. Again, get your brand new Capes and Lunatics.
Yes, brand new.
With all the logos: Capes and Lunatics podcast, Capes and Lunatics Sidekicks podcast, Capes and Lunatics podcast network. So yeah, get all your new logos, or if you want the classic logos, they're still up there. So
nice.
And of course, again, Lilith demands you rain the money on us through the Cash App link.
Make it rain.
And of course, the Patreon. I think we settled on an April episode. We may be talking some rock and some WWE, but
oh, nice.
Again,
like that. Yeah.
Every month. I mean, it's basically uncensored little hellfire. So what more do you need?
Yeah. That's enough of a selling point. But you get all of the old stuff too.
So find everything all in one place. That's tubespace.io/Capes and Lunatics Podcast Network. That's tubespace.io/Capes and Lunatics Podcast Network.
More vicious and brutal than ever.
Oh my god. Oh, but it was so funny because like we were talking about that, and Lilith goes, well, what do our patrons want? I said, I'm like, I don't think they care as long as you're uncensored and going off. You know.
Exactly.
Oh, I missed my shot during issue 2 of the cat.
It's me, your old pal, the owl.
Oh.
Who's the classic Marvel villain in this issue?
It's me, your old pal, the owl.
You still remembered before the end of the episode, though. It still
true.
counts.
Oh, if we ever do a Daredevil issue with the owl, I would have. Oh, Daredevil, it's me, your old nemesis.
It's me, your old pal, the owl.
Oh,
I can see it now.
it's not
On
a
the
Frank
next-
Miller. They're kind of on friendly terms. It's not a Frank Miller issue. All right. Speaking of owls, Mr. Justin the Owl. Can hear him here every week on Marvel Tales. You can hear him once a month on X-Men Classics. You can hear him with me. You can hear him on Energon Universe once a month, also with me and Russell. And you can hear him every the last week of every month on We Are the Night,
The Batman podcast.
except for May and June, which he will be joining me and Lil for more
Yes.
We Are the Nights.
Talking some Catwoman and some Killer Moth.
That's right. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Batman and the Ultimate Spider Cast. Oh yeah, we're doing a bunch of cannon fodder. Sorry, Justin, cannon fodder summer. Yeah, it's Killer Moth. You know, we're gonna come from Shocker over on Spider-Man. Oh yeah.
Nice. Love it.
All right, but this man does more podcasting than that. So
Yes.
Justin, where else can they catch you?
You can also find me and Russell every month over at Gamma Charge, the strongest podcast there is, where we talk about the Incredible Hulk and the Sensational She-Hulk. And we have a Patreon over there too, so do check that out. On our Patreon bonus episodes, we are covering DC's version of the Hulk, which was called Damage, and that's also been really fun. And also, once a month, we are joined by the High Priest of Khonshu himself, Ray, on Predator and Prey, the Yocha podcast, in which we discuss the brand new Predator comics coming out from Marvel every month. And last but not least, my solo project, the Lost Library of Legends, covering the obscure and forgotten comic book titles of the last few decades, is still going strong, and by the time this episode comes out, I will be doing a 2-part retrospective on a forgotten Marvel title from 1994 called Black Wolf.
We're going back to the 90s here, bitch.
Don't shock the monkey.
I love it. Tweety Bird just went off just in time for that. Bird time.
Told Lilith, I love Drunk Justin videos.
We'll make it an annual tradition.
Oh, please. Oh, you'll keep adding your drops once a year at least. Yes. Oh, what did Iron Pack? Oh, some Wonder Woman.
She looks like she was just working a stripper pole down at Divas.
It was the 90s. They all look like they were working a stripper pole.
Yeah.
Men and women.
All of them. Yeah.
My favorite biscuit.
It was a glorious time to read comics.
I mean, I don't know who had bigger breasts in the 90s, that Jim Fallon Catwoman or that shirtless Thor.
My favorite biscuit.
Oh, no. Rob Liefeld, Captain America. That's
Rob Liefeld, Captain America.
sorry. I don't know where my head was at. Yeah.
Yeah, you can see
Rob.
that chest coming around the corner before the rest of him does.
He's like his body's like 35% pectorals. Yes. All right. Thank you for joining us. Again, come back next week for giant-sized creatures and monsters unleashed.
Yes.
More Greer Nelson.
Transformations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we'll get some Werewolf by Night.
Yes. That'll be fun. And some Hydra goons.
All right, kids, remember, stand up for yourselves. Don't take bull from anybody in the bar.